Hi, Greg here, Kiwi Wanderers. Hey, this week we're going to talk about brake controllers. So for the last 3 months we've had 3 brake controllers in our tow vehicle, and we're going to be comparing them all, their performance, their features. Yeah, so stay tuned and I'll tell you what I found. Now, what we're talking about is devices that control the electric brakes on a caravan or trailer. Now, I have heard some people describe their wives as brake controllers. That's a whole nother subject we won't be talking about in this video. So we did a video comparing the WITI brake controller and the Redarc TowPro Elite brake controller a few months ago, and we got a few comments asking to compare the ElecBrake controller as well. So here we go. Now, I was supplied the ElecBrake controller, but as usual, I'll give you an honest and unbiased review. Why do you need brake controllers? Well, there's 3 reasons really. One, it's the law in New Zealand, it's the law if you have a trailer over 2.5 ton, I think. And yeah, I think the weight limit is even less in Australia, and yeah, I'm not sure about that. But so that's number 1, the law. Number 2, different situations require different amounts of braking. So yeah, maybe around town you might need less braking than say when you're going down a steep hill like Transmission Gully. Yeah, so you need the ability to be able to change the amount of braking the trailer gives you. And number 3, in an emergency trailer sway situation, applying the trailer brakes without applying the vehicle brakes is a way of correcting this. And yeah, I think the ability to be able to do this is also a requirement in some Aussie states, not sure. Anyway, I've never had to do that, and I hope I never do. Right, so all of these brake controllers work very well. At no time did I not have brakes on the van, or yeah, I mean sometimes the braking was a bit abrupt, but it was never unsafe. So that's the first point. They all do the job. The ElecBrake controller and the WITI adjust the braking via a wireless connection, and some folks, including me, wondered what happened if the wireless connection gets interrupted, because we all know that can happen. Well, as I understand it, the brake controllers still activate the brakes, but they use the last setting that it received from the wireless controller. So yeah, you're never going to run out of brakes. Righto, so we're going to compare the WITI and ElecBrake controllers, as they both have the advantage of being able to swap tow vehicles easily, which is is a big thing for some people. If you'd like to see the comparison between the WITI and the Redarc TowPro Elite, you can have a look at another video I made a little while ago. I'll put a link up the top there somewhere. So he's a fitment. Well, the ElecBrake is pretty easy to fit. You attach it to your trailer tow bar and plug it in. Lots of videos on the internet. I don't need to show you how to do this. I only really have one problem with this installation, and that is drilling holes in the chassis rail of the caravan. I know from all my many years in the trade that if chassis is going to crack, it's not uncommon for the crack to start from a hole someone's drilled. And I'm sure if you tried to get approval from the manufacturer to drill holes in his drill bar, it would be a drama. Anyway, that's just my old school opinion. I'm not an engineer, and yeah, there are lots of these brake controllers out there, and you don't see many drill bars falling off. So, but yes, the ElecBrake is extremely easy to fit. Now, I have mine attached to a piece of wood and cable tied to the tow bar. That was obviously a temporary measure, but it is secure and very ugly. Okay, so that's the unit. Then you have an adapter that you connect to your trailer plugs, and I found this quite heavy, and it did actually come unconnected once. I'm not sure whether this is because I have I used to have a combined Anderson plug and 12 pin, and maybe this had something to do with it. I've since changed back to a separate 12 pin and Anderson plug, and now use a bungee cord to make sure it doesn't happen again. So once you've installed this, it's just a matter of connecting the brake controller to the cab control. There's a couple of options there. You can have the supplied controller. I had a few issues getting that to work, but once it got connected, it was seemed to be very robust. And then the other option is that you can use your phone. You can download an app on the phone, which connected very well for me. But I already have my trans temperatures and my tyre pressures monitored on the phone, so not really suitable for me to have another thing on that dash mounted phone, and I don't really want another phone on the dash. You do need to have access to the emergency brake control at all times, as I mentioned about trailer sway, and so if you're going to use your phone, it definitely does need to be mounted. It's not much point in a trailer sway situation looking for your phone in the center console or under the seat or whatever. Okay, anyway, we ended up with the supplied remote stuck to our dash. And now, using the ElecBrake controller, you need to have your lights on, your headlights on. This is how the unit gets its power. Now, I don't think it's a problem. I think it's great travelling with your headlights on, but more visibility. The ElecBrake has some good features in it too. It's like programming of the brake levels. So for example, if your trailer needs less brakes when unloaded or around town or something, you can set that up as a program and save it. Saves you dialing in the switch or remembering how much braking you had. I found the remote easier than the app to use, but that was probably because I had the remote mounted properly. Okay, so that's an install of ElecBrake. Install of the WITI is a little bit more complicated. Now we did a quick video on it, but and you have to install it into the caravan. You do get a caravan alarm as well as a brake controller. Now the WITI guys have just introduced an updated version of their alarm with movement sensors and door switches. Yeah, so as I said, the alarm is concluded with a brake controller. Installing the brake controller is a 30-second job. Plug it into your cigarette lighter, it's really easy. Now, driving with both systems was good, but I did notice that when I did a my start-off test, which is when I've recently connected up, I just move off very slowly and activate the emergency brakes just to make sure that you've got the brakes working. I did notice that the ElecBrake seemed to take a fraction longer to activate the brakes than the WITI. Don't think this is making any real difference in operation, but yeah, something I noticed. Now, as I said, I do love the WITI Hill Descent Assist, which I noticed when going down Transmission Gully. It's a feature that detects the caravan is going down a hill and applies the caravan brakes without any inertia from the tow vehicle. I think that once you've experienced this feature with the WITI brake controller and then you go back to a controller that doesn't have this, it makes you feel out of control. Of course you're not out of control, but it feels different, and the WITI system really shines on steep hills. Okay, so that's the features. They're both pretty good. So the cost. The ElecBrake unit has several different attachments depending on what trailer plug you have, but the base price for the unit is $838, and then you need to have an adapter lead at $128, and then a remote if you're not going to use your phone, so that's $225. And as we've discussed, fitting is really easy. You could get someone to fit it, and I would estimate you would pay no more than $100 or a box of beer or something. The WITI unit, that costs $785 for the alarm, and then $390 for the brake controller. To fit the alarm, you need to allow $400 to $500 for someone to do it, but $0 for the brake controller. Even Sandy could compare that up. So the other advantage with the WITI is that once you have the alarm, you get access to all the WITI suite of products. They have a GPS module and a wireless lighting system that gets rid of the trailer lead so you can't drag it on the ground like I did. And I think they have some other exciting stuff coming up in the future. They're a very go-forward company and great to deal with in New Zealand. So, summing up, both are good controllers. But my pick is the WITI, and that's because of the downhill assist and the ability to have all the other gear, plus you get a free caravan alarm. So I hope you got something out of this video. Please think about subscribing if you did. We've got lots of other exciting videos coming up, and now it's free to subscribe. You don't get much for free, and still makes me smile when we get a new subscriber to our channel. Righto. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.